Hello everyone. In this primer series on debt today, we're going to talk about how banks and lenders assess your debt situation and our mental model for how you should think about taking on new debt. If you're ready to take on debt in a healthy and balanced way, this video is for you. Okay, so to start, you're probably wondering where you stack up. So debt as a personal finance tool is popular. In fact, 77% of American households carry some type of debt. On average, the American household carries around $154K of outstanding debt, which is mostly driven by mortgages and student loans. Americans between 30 and 49 years of age carry the most amount of non-mortgage debt at right around 24K. So now you're probably wondering, is that good or bad? So let's get into it.
So now let's move into ways that you can start to assess the financial condition of you and your family. And to do this, the way that we're going to start to think about this is through the concept of leverage, which is, how much access to capital do you have if you need it? And the main way that people look at and think about leverage for lenders is something called DTI, debt to income ratio. It is basically an assessment of your outstanding debts versus your income in a certain period of time. They look at that and try to figure out based on that whether or not you are a good credit risk or a good lending risk. Having a lower DTI is seen as having a stronger sign of financial health because your income is higher and your debt is lower. But for our purposes, we're actually going to change that from DTI to ETI. And the reason we're going to do the E is because we want to think about this in totality of your expenses. So not just your debt, but you have to pay money to service that debt if you're not paying it off on time, and you have ongoing monthly expenses. In our mind, that is a bigger financial calculation. It takes into account more of your outflows and your inflows to help you get a sense of where you stand and on how you can improve your financial condition. Okay, so before we fully transition though to ETI, we're gonna do just a little bit more on DTI, debt to income ratio, so you can understand how lenders are thinking about it. And general targets for lenders, for you to be an attractive candidate for loans, is for you to have a DTI of 36 or lower, with no more than 28 of that going to your mortgage. And the reason that they look at it and think of that is because they think that that's the right proportion of balance, that you have enough financial room that if you hit a hiccup or a roadblock, that it doesn't put all of your debts at risk of not being paid off. So lenders generally will look for those as targets to determine whether or not you're an attractive candidate to have access to more capital.